Funny. Is that what?
The bell is? Oh, I can't do it.
It's because everybody's chatting.
It's 10 o'clock. We'll call our meeting to order. Please rise for prayer and pledge.
Gracious Father, we thank you so much for your goodness, Lord. You are an amazing God. We thank you for the opportunity to gather for this meeting. Pray you would lead and guide our discussions, Lord. May you be in everything we say. We pray for those serving abroad in the military and the various capacities, Lord, that you would just keep your hedge of protection around them all, Lord. Keep them safe. Be with those who have already lost loved ones, Father. Just be with them. Comfort their hearts, Lord, and just be close to them as your word says. And we just commit this time to you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our roll call members, myself, Commissioner Stiles, Commissioner Wing, Commissioner Bachman are all present. We have nothing listed under public comments today, so we'll move straight to the approval of the February 10th meeting minutes.
That motion?
Second.
Having a first and a second, any additional comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Excuse me, our top 10 expenditures for the week, for the month.
Right, the first expenditure is Wilmington Trust for $231,353. It's for the bond payment. The second one is UPMC, was $189,634, and that's for insurance. The next is for Bedford County Development Association for $45,000. That's our quarterly allotment. Next is DJS Associates Inc. for $27,439. That's for PD experts. The next is for PCOMP. It's $24,976. That's our second installment for 2026. The next is Summit, $24,152, $552, sorry, and that is for jail food. The next is PPEC, it's $21,729. That's for the electric. The next is CDW Government, that's $21,256. That's for Barracuda, Palo Alto, which is our anti-software, virus software protection. The next is Medico for $20,093 for the correctional facility services. The next is Youth Essential Services, $17,670, and that's for CYS Home.
I'd like to go back to the Bedford County Development Association. That's not a quarterly allocation as we were indicated. It's actually the drawdown of the DCNR circuit rider for Bedford County Development.
And this is what Dennis was telling me this one.
Just wanted to give us that clarification. Okay, I'll take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Having a first and second, any additional comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion will carry. We didn't list anything under old business or staff county updates, award and bids. We will be, after the meeting, opening area agency on aging. My mind blank. So we'll be coming
Yes.
back to that and we'll move on to new business. I have under new business, a motion to act on the change of assessment notice control report for the month of February 2026, based on the recommendation of Nicole Abbott, Director of Tax Assessment Office.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Having a first and a second, is there any additional comments?
Yes.
There you are.
First of all, I'd like to introduce Kim Lowe. She is my new assistant director. And I am going to be making a few small changes and some new exciting things happening in the assessment office. But as usual, we'll do things uniformly and under the law of the statutes. So that's it.
Thank you very much. Okay, having a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. Next, we have a motion to approve Tyler Technologies amendment agreement between Rapid Financial Solutions LLC and Bedford County effective February 26, 2026, to extend a term and add an exclusivity commitment and fees for breach of that commitment and updated pricing based on the recommendations of Bedford County Commissioners.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Having a first and a second, any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion will carry. Next is a motion to adopt resolution number 310-2026, authorizing an application to the Pennsylvania Municipal Assistance Program based upon the recommendation of Bedford County Commissioner. I believe Stephanie is going to read that one for us.
Resolution authorizing an application to the Pennsylvania Municipal Assistance Program, resolution number 310-2026. Whereas the County of Bedford will be undertaking a project to develop a strategic redevelopment and economic growth plan for East Providence Township. And whereas the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development make available grants and aid to such projects through Municipal Assistance Program. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners and the County of Bedford hereby authorize submission of an application to the Municipal Assistance Program. And be it further resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the County of Bedford hereby commits county resources in the amount of $46,442 as a match for said project. Adopted by the Board of Commissioners of the County of Bedford in the 10th day of March 2026.
Other comments?
Stephanie, you want to talk a little bit what this grant's about and why?
Yeah, so we are partnering with BCDA and East Providence Township to apply for a grant to look at a study to be done in East Providence Township with the redevelopment of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. So with that redevelopment, we are trying to strategically plan for what the future of Breezewood would become and how we can make sure that businesses are not closing and that people can have jobs, everything else in Breezewood.
And I believe we did a similar one months ago, but that has since expired.
Yeah, so we haven't received word on if they will accept the application that we submitted in November. So we are basically resubmitting the same application for the April round. So this had to be passed for the April 1 round, and then we hope to hear on those awards in April. And we also submitted in February an application to ARC that would match this grant essentially, and that no county funds or township funds or BCDA funds would be used ultimately if we are awarded both grants.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, having a first and a second, all those in favor?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need a motion then.
Oh, sorry.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Then having a first and a second, then all those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next, a motion to act on approving the Pennsylvania Equal Pay Day proclamation on behalf of Bedford County Business and Professional Women based upon the recommendation of Bedford County Commissioner. And I believe Sherry.
She told me. Some Joe left out. Excuse me, Joan, would you introduce any of the BPW members that are here today? Of course. Of course, Deb Baldwin. Well, that's one of her. You've got Stan. Katie Fink. I always say your name wrong. Eleni. And Sherry Groudon. Thank you. Bedford County Board of Commissioners, 2026 Pennsylvania Equal Pay Day Proclamation. Whereas 63 years after the passage of the Equal Pay Act, women, especially minority women, continue to suffer the consequences of unequal pay. And whereas in 2024 to 2025, the gender pay gap in the USA widened for the second consecutive year, with women working full-time year-round, earning approximately 81 cents for every dollar paid to men. Whereas the wage gap is wider for women of color, with Black women earning 65 cents and Latina women earning 58 cents for every dollar earned by white men. Whereas mothers are paid only 62 to 74 cents for every dollar paid to fathers. Whereas the gap is often more pronounced at higher levels of education. While women with associate's degrees may earn about 27% less, that gap rises to nearly 34% for those with graduate degrees. Whereas in 2009, the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act was signed into law, which gives back to employees their day in court to challenge a pay gap by closing loopholes and improving the law's effectiveness. And whereas according to one estimate, college-educated women working full-time earn more than $1 million less than their male peers do over the course of a lifetime. And whereas 42% of mothers are primary breadwinners in their households, and nearly 2/3 are primary or significant earners, making pay equity critical to families' economic security. And whereas a lifetime of lower pay means women have less income to save for retirement and less income counted in a Social Security or pension benefit formula. And whereas in 2022, Pennsylvania women who were full-time wage and salary workers had median usual weekly earnings of $981 or 82.1% of the $1,195 median usual weekly earnings of their male counterparts. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today. And whereas fair pay equity policies can be implemented simply and without undue costs or hardship in both the public and private sectors. And whereas fair pay strengthens the security of families today and eases future retirement costs while enhancing the American economy. And whereas March 26th is the date in 2026 that marks the day into the year on which it takes for women on average to earn what men did in 2024. And now therefore, we, the Bedford County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, March 26, 2026, Equal Pay Day. In Bedford County, we urge the citizens of Bedford County to recognize full value of women's skills and significant contributions to the labor force, and further encourages businesses to conduct an internal pay evaluation to ensure women are being paid fairly. Witness thereof, and it is signed and sealed by all of the commissioners. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you, ladies, for coming in. I'll take a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second.
Having a motion and a second, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? That motion will carry. Next, we have a motion to approve the proclamation for Bedford County 4-H based upon the recommendation of Bedford County Commissioners. And Amy Sherwood, no. Who's reading this morning? Jane is.
Would you also introduce those that are with us today?
I'm Dwayne Hay with the Penn State Extension and the County 4-H program, and we want to thank the commissioners for the proclamation for Pennsylvania 4-H Week, which will be next week. And with us today, we have 6 of our 4-H members from 3 different clubs. If they want to stand and just kind of introduce themselves. Title you want to say?
I'm Kylie Beckett. I go to Chestnut Ridge, and I am part of the Bedford County 4-H.
I'm Lydia Grimes. I go to Everett School District, and I'm part of the Chapman's Run.
I'm General Johnson. I go to Everett Area Middle School, and I do Chapman's Run there.
I'm Michelle Fritz. I'm 14 years old. I'm homeschooled, and I am the correspondence secretary to Over Bedford.
I'm sure I'm a Catholic school and I'm the secretary of the recreation.
I'm Scott Frasky. I'm from the Lindsay Trails Club. I graduated from Chestnut Ridge High School last year. I show horses, rabbits, chickens.
And heading to Penn State.
Thank
Thank you.
And we have their mothers, and they're all leaders as well, if they want to just stand up from the back there. So that's our 4-H group.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you all for coming, yes.
Pennsylvania 4-H Week proclamation. Whereas 4-H is America's largest youth development organization, supporting nearly 6 million youth across the country. And whereas 4-H provides programs for 1,343 youth in Bedford County, 285 enrolled in traditional clubs, and 1,058 reached their after-school programs, school enrichment, and poison prevention, helping them become more confident, independent, and compassionate leaders as they learn by doing. And whereas 4-H in Pennsylvania is delivered by Penn State Extension in rural areas, small towns, all cities, and all 67 counties of the Commonwealth to more than 77,000 youth ages 5 through 18. Whereas 4-H youth in Pennsylvania are served by a network of staff members and more than 6,000 adult volunteers to engage and mentor youth in learning activities and hands-on projects in topics such as animal science, civic engagement, STEM, and health and wellness. Whereas 4-H, Pennsylvania 4-H Week showcases the incredible ways that 4-H inspires kids to achieve and highlight the remarkable 4-H youth in Bedford County, who work each day to make a positive impact on those around them. And whereas 4-H Network provides youth with opportunities for leadership, development, career exploration, problem solving, friendships, community involvement, passion, and purpose. Now therefore, we do hereby proclaim March 15th through 21st, 2026 as Pennsylvania's 4-H Week throughout Bedford County, and encourage our citizens to acknowledge and celebrate 4-H for its valuable service and continued efforts to empower youth with a foundation of success for a lifetime.
Thank you, and thank you all for attending. Thank you. I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Having a first and a second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Yes.
I have a comment about the 4-H, and I want to thank you for coming out today and allowing us the opportunity to present this proclamation. 4-H had a huge impact on my life growing up, involved in it for many years with my brothers, and we raised rabbits, and quite a few rabbits, went from 2 to about 500 over a few years. So it was quite an exciting opportunity in life. Taught me a lot about business, balancing a checkbook, paying your bills. Because we were completely self-sufficient, and I attribute the lessons I learned at 4-H and what it's taught me to where I'm at right now as a county commissioner and carrying those lessons forward. So I commend each of you for being a part of 4-H and the work that it takes to be in that, and the dedication, getting up early in the morning, taking care of your animals before school and after school, and even when it's cold out, it's -5, you got to go out there and take care of your animals, and that's a lot of work and a lot of dedication. So I commend you for what you're doing, and please pass that message back to your fellow 4-H members if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have a motion to approve the Fair Housing Resolution 31026 for Bedford County and the Community Development Block Grant Program based upon the recommendation of Bedford County Commissioners. I believe Jeff's going to give us an insight on all of this.
Sure.
All right, this Fair Housing Resolution is not only a requirement of CDBG, but also any federally funded grants we receive, so it's very important. So I appreciate you giving me the time to read this. Fair Housing Resolution number 03.110.26. Let it be known to all persons of Bedford County that discrimination in the sale, rental, leasing, financing of housing or land to be used for construction of housing or in the provision of brokerage services because of race, color, sex, including gender identity and sexual orientation, national origin, religion, familial status, families with children, or handicapped, disability, is prohibited by Title VIII of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, Federal Fair Housing Act. And the Pennsylvania Human Relations Act adds that the additional protected classes of age, ancestry, and the use of guide or support animals because of blindness, deafness, physical handicap of the user, or because the user is a handler or trainer of a support or guide animals. It is the policy of Bedford County to implement programs to ensure equal opportunity in housing for all persons, regardless of age, regardless of race, color, sex, including gender identity and sexual orientation, national origin, religion, familial status, handicap, age, ancestry, and the use of God or support animals because of blindness, deafness, or physical handicap of the user, or because the user or handler is a trainer of support guide animals. Therefore, Bedford County does hereby pass the following resolution. Be it resolved that within the available resources, Bedford County will assist all persons who feel they have been discriminated against because of race, color, sex, including national identity and sexual orientation, natural origin, religion, familial status, handicap, age, ancestry, and the use of guide or support animals because of blindness, deafness, or physical handicap of the user, or because the user is the handler of trainer of support or guide animals to seek equity under federal and state law by filing a complaint with the local fair housing officer, Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission, and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, whichever is chosen by the person filing the complaint. Be it further resolved that Bedford County shall make publicly known this resolution, and through this publicly shall cause owner of real estate, developers, and builders to become aware of respective responsibilities and rights under the Federal Fair Housing Act, the Community Human Relations Act, and any local laws or ordinances. Further action will be at a minimum to include, but not limited to, publicly name the contact information of the local fair housing officer, which will include process of file a complaint if a person feels they have been discriminated against in housing in any manner, and other applicable fair housing information through local media and community contracts. And second, use the fair housing logo on all material dealing with housing programs, such as, but not limited to, public service announcements for vacancies or discussing the program, applications for assistance, contacts, municipal letters dealing with federal programs. Basically, the bottom part is for something that would be a limited English proficiency. So this is going to be approved regularly scheduled meeting of the Bedford County Commissioners held today, March 10th of 2026.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That motion.
Second. Having a first and a second, any additional comments? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
That motion will carry. Next, we have a motion to act on the approval of the following personnel actions received by department heads for March 2026 as listed. Motion,
So moved.
I will second.
second, having a first and a second, any additional comments? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? That motion will carry. Next, we have the commissioner comments, appointments, and bid openings, and we have the Commissioner Bach will be opening the RFP bids for the in-home personal care services for Huntington, Bedford, Fulton Area Agency on Aging. This is a 3-year term effective July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. The decision will be announced by the Area Agency on Aging at a later meeting. We're going to open those bids after we do salary board. You have some comments?
Yes, as far as any new hires, that are here with us today, is there anyone that I haven't mentioned at our last meeting that's here present with us today? Okay, just like to, I guess Amy's pretty busy with the, she's, oh, you're here, you're there, I didn't see you. I'm short and people's heads. Amy, welcome. As our Director of Elections. And any comments you want to make at all about your work here so far?
I'm good. Learning a lot. Very excited.
And we've just been introduced to Kim Road as well. I think that's your first meeting as well.
Yes, thank you. I know that, Nicole is anxious to build and improve that office. So,
As a treatment court coordinator here,
Yes.
but I mean, I assume we're gonna discuss her a little bit at the salary. So I can introduce her.
that's great. She is on the list here.
Mhm.
So Jane, welcome, and we would love to hear more about you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right, the other thing that I wanted to mention is that Sunday, March 8th, was International Women's Day. And there's been a lot going on in the community to recognize that and celebrate that. I know the chamber had an event last week. I don't know if any of you were present. I wasn't able to attend, but looks like it was a really fabulous, meaningful program. And of course, we had the equal pay resolution today. But I also wanted to mention something that was in the Gazette last week, and that is the most influential women in Bedford County. And I think there were 72. I'm going to stand up because I'm short here. And I know there were 72 women who were named, and oh my gosh, there's so many more influential women out there, but congratulations to those that were named. And if you notice, if you don't get the newspaper, you probably haven't seen this. Can anybody access it on your website, or do you have to
If
be
it's
a?
behind the paywall or not.
Yeah.
But I will make sure that it is in front of the paywall.
Well, my former career was a career development educator. And if I were still teaching, I would be using this as part of a lesson. It's great to look at who got named and say, oh, congratulations. But there is a lot of really, really good information in here. Advice, those that influenced these women and as they were becoming the successful, influential women they are today. So what I wanted to do today, and I know there's others that are not employees of the county, but I wanted to highlight some of the women that were named that are employees for Bedford County or elected officials for Bedford County, and just share some of the things that they had to say in here, if you can humor me with this. Because there's so much really inspirational stuff in here. I've been reading it during morning coffee. I read a few of them and really think about the information that these women have provided. So I think it's really awesome. So the first one is Judge Tanya Osmond. And there's a question, what advice would you give to young women or girls in Bedford County who want to make a difference? And Judge Osmond says, embrace your faith and pray for strength and direction. Don't let your fears keep you from trying new things. Learn to forgive yourself for not being perfect. Make time to enjoy the life you build. Worry less about people liking you and more about being someone you like and respect. And always try to do the right things for the right reasons. We also have, see here, on this one, Melissa Cottle was named. And to the same question, her response was, her advice is to lead with purpose, embrace your strengths, view your mistakes as a learning opportunity. No one is perfect. If you see a problem, take initiative rather than waiting for someone else. Sticky notes on so I could find them. There's 72 of them. Nicole Abbott, our director of assessment and tax claims. Her advice is knowledge is the key to success, whether that be through books or experience. The more you know, the more success you will have. Deborah Brown. Sorry, don't see. You guys, we have some super women. Men too, but this is the women's celebrations. Her advice is put God and family first, be honest, Educate yourself, be independent, make mistakes, and learn from them, and work hard. Ashlyn Clark, district attorney. Her advice is get rooted in your community. Get to know the people, history, and values of where you live. When you understand your community deeply, you can serve it in ways that truly matter. Support others along the way. The idea of collaboration over competition is so important. When women uplift each other, the entire county benefits. So you can see, I just read a small snippet about this, but there's so much more there. And if there's any way for you to get a hold of this, if you didn't see it already, I would really encourage you to read through those things because there's a lot of truly inspirational things in there. Did I miss anybody? I'm sorry if I did. Probably don't want to identify themselves if I missed anybody because they don't want me to. But anyway, you know who you are. So take the time to look at this. And I can somebody stop by the Gazette office if they want a copy of this?
Yes, they sure can.
Okay. So I encourage people to do that. It's very meaningful stuff in there. Okay, well, that's it from me.
Thank you. Have any comments there? Okay. That being said, our next meeting will be held on April 14th in room 303 unless held sooner by the Board of Commissioners. And I'll take a motion to adjourn. Thank you. Move on to our salary board. Present today, we have myself, Commissioner Waite, Commissioner Bachman, and Melissa Cottle, our Secretary Treasurer. I failed to announce this at the beginning, but our agendas have been modified because we had adding 2 additional names to them today. But I'll take approval for the February 10th, 2026 minutes.
So moved.
Having a first and a second, any additional comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. Next, we have old business, and we have nothing listed, so we'll move straight to new business, which is a motion to act on the approval of wages or as by union contracts for the following personnel based upon the recommendation of the respective department heads for March as listed.
I'll second.
Having a first and a second, Judge Livingston, I think you wanted to make some comments.
Yeah, sure, if I could, please. So I actually have 2 people on for consideration for salary board. Cassie Michael is coming on as our jury coordinator, and then Jay Montgomery I have here today coming on as our treatment court coordinator. Both great candidates, exceptional candidates that I look forward to bringing on. Really no change with Cassie. That's what the rate was on that. I did want to make just a few comments on Jane, however. The last meeting we had, there was a presentation about the treatment court coordinator position going full-time and what I was asking for compensation for that. That has actually changed in after we went through the interview process, and then today I'm asking at $25 an hour for the treatment court coordinator, and I wanted to explain to the board why. So when we advertised the position after it was approved to go full-time, we had an overwhelming response of applicants, something that I've never experienced. I think upwards of 80 applicants, I think, applied for it. I, along with a team of people involved with the treatment court, sat down, took all day to interview several candidates. There is no one out of those 80 or so people more qualified, more experienced than Jane that I have with me here today. So the increase in wage to what the position originally was at $25 an hour is really based on that I believe that wage is commensurate with her education experience. She holds a bachelor's degree in social work and also a master's degree in social work from the University of Pennsylvania. She has about 5 years of experience working with treatment courts in the Colorado area. And she wants to get back into that work. The second reason being that we've, correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Clevenstein, but I think we've officially amended our request for the opioid reimbursement to 80% for that position.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, so I think, and I know we have 2 new applicants into the program, and both of those would increase our statistics. So I think the 80% is what we can reasonably expect going forward. And then, as we confirmed at the last meeting, all of her benefits will be reimbursed as well. So if you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them. I know Jane's excited to get to work, so, all right, and yes.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for the invitation to treatment court, to the planning sessions. I think that was very, I really came away with an even greater appreciation of what you're doing through the treatment court and just seeing what was happening there. And also the planning behind the treatment court, the amount of dedication it takes to the people sitting around that table, been all the different ones. It was very impressive, very impressive. So I just wanted to say thank you for spearheading that. I think it's really going to benefit the county.
All right, and I'll say this, we were dealing with Jane wasn't there, so I expected to go even better, going forward. All right, any other questions?
I don't know, top 1 out of 80. That's really impressive.
No pressure at all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, having a first and a second, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? That motion will carry. And that meeting, the next meeting will be held on April 14th as well. So I will take a motion to adjourn, please. Thank you. Thank you all for coming and have a wonderful day.
And if anybody is just dying for the opening of bids, please stay. Otherwise, don't feel you have to stick around.
Okay, we're, so, back after the,
Alleghenies
care.
Alleghenies Unlimited Care Providers is our first bid. This is for personal care. Here's
You can open it, here it is, here it's right there. Yeah. You're right.
the cost of their bid for cost per hour is $26.42.
Was that up in there?
This together. I'll put them back together.
This bid is from Med Staffers from Camp Hill. And you said there's a two codes in it. Yes, yes.
Okay.
There you go.
And really do. Attached.
Here it is. Here it is.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so Med Staffers, $21.95 per hour.
Thank you.
You know, what or we'll pass that along, yeah.
Yeah.
I got to there.
This is community resources for independence.
Community resources for independence. $27 per hour.
So maybe, yeah, maybe the
Mhm.
rest of them will be in that envelope.
Okay, this proposal is, coming from Home Instead. I don't know, it came in the Home Instead.
That was in, that envelope, you didn't bear with us.
Okay, it's saying Karen Everhart Inc.
Yes, they are the people who took over for First Choice and Home Care, but they still do business as First Choice. But
Okay, but not Home Instead.
Home Instead is who bought them, but they still do business as Karen Everhart, First Choice.
First Choice and Home
Yes.
Care. Okay, so that's what we should put down. $25.25. They have a separate envelope.
No, it might be.
There's something there. Yep, I'm gonna say this is, okay.
Caregivers America, Caregivers America. They don't make it easy on us.
It's an envelope.
Okay.
So nothing's there.
Nothing.
No.
So everything they think you have.
There's not much in there.
These back for people.
Plus, number 4, they say.
Okay, yep,
Page 4.
proposal cost statement 3.
Oh,
Personal care, I would say it's
3.
there. Right to begin with.
Or proposal cost statement. Proposal cost statement.
Okay.
Going through the whole thing here.
This is just organization.
Is this the cost?
Oh, okay, so they're proposing throughout each year. Okay, so 22, the first year, then the second
Yeah.
year, so I'll.
Okay, so, this caregiver America, they have it broken down by year. Year 1 is $22.22. For everything?
Yeah, so this is their analysis of what they're gonna do with
Okay.
this hourly wage, yeah.
Year 2, $22.86. Year 3, $23.12. Year 4, $23.58. And year 5, $24.05.
This is all for the same company.
That's probably just the supplemental. They have to provide all the same things.
So we don't,
No, we don't have to worry about, yeah.
Yes, Commissioner.
okay, Arcadia Home Care and Staffing. What they're on. $25 per hour. This is Helping Hands Home Health and EPA. Yes, doing business as MU Care, CMMU CARE. And their cost per hour, $22.95. That's it.
That's
That
it.
was it.
Okay, so you will review those and then make a decision.
Yes, we'll review them to make sure that all of the required supplements are with it. Make a decision from there.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Back.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Thank you.
And can I ask you just one of you to?
Anybody, Commissioner South, we need a motion to table the bids to review.
Okay.
Okay, we need a motion to table the bids for review.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any additional comments? Favor?
Aye.
Motion will carry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here.
We adjourn.
We're adjourned.